Hey everyone, Nami here, and today I'll be talking about the best possible ways to farm Steel Essence. Now, if you're new to Steel Path, you might be wondering what Steel Essence is even for and why would people even want to farm them. And if you're already familiar with it, you might just be looking for the most efficient way to stack it up. Either way, this video has you covered. We are going to go from the absolute basics all the way to the most optimal farming methods in the game right now. So let's get into it. Before we talk about how to farm it, let's talk about why you want it in the first place. You spend Steel Essence at Teshin, who you'll find in any relay. His shop has both permanent offerings and a weekly rotating selection that cycles through 8 items over 8 weeks. Let's start with the permanent offerings because these are the things you'll be coming back for consistently. First and foremost, arcane adapters. Both primary and secondary arcane adapters are available here for 15 essence each. These are what unlocks the arcane slot on your weapons, and if you've been playing for a while, you already know how significant weapon arcanes are. Relic packs are also available for 15 steel essence each, again capped at 25 per week. If a new prime access has just dropped and you want to chase the new prime warframe or weapons, stocking up on relic packs is an essential use of your essence, especially early in a prime's release cycle when those parts are worth a lot in trade. It is also valuable if you're low on relics. Then you've got 10,000 Kuwa at 15 steel essence, capped at 25 purchases per week. If you're deep into ribbon rolling, this is genuinely one of the most valuable things in the shop. The Whale Ribbon Cipher is in there too for 20 steel essence per week. This lets you bypass the challenge on a Whale Ribbon and just roll it directly. And then we've got the weekly items. Every week, one of 8 items rotates through the shop and the lineup includes things like an Umbra Former blueprint for 150 steel essence, Riven mods for kit guns, Zaws, rifles and shotguns for 75 steel essence each, 30,000 Endo for 150 essence, and 3 built-up formers for 75 steel essence. Umbra Former in particular is something you cannot get reliably anywhere else in the game. So when that's the weekly item, you absolutely want to stock up. Before we talk about dedicated farming options, I want to make sure you're not leaving free steel essence on the table because there are some guaranteed sources that you can grab for yourself. The first one is your Steel Path star chart progression itself. Every time you fully clear all the mission nodes on a planet in Steel Path, you get 25 steel essence as a completion reward. And if you go all the way and clear every single planet across the entire star chart on Steel Path along with special places like Descendia, Holvania and Dewey, that's a total of 575 steel essences guaranteed just from progression alone. That's a one-time injection of essence that you should absolutely be working towards as you push through Steel Path for the first time. On top of that, completing tier 9 of the circuit on Steel Path rewards you with 25 steel essences. The circuit is already worth running weekly for Incarnon Genesis adapters, so if you're doing it anyway, that steel essence is just sitting there waiting for you at the end of the full run. And finally, there's the Descendia on Steel Path. Every week, reaching floor 18 rewards you with 25 steel essence. Like the circuit, it's a weekly reset, so you can come back for it every single week. If the Descendia is something you're already running, this is essentially free essence stacked on top of whatever else you're getting from it. Now, beyond those guaranteed sources, there's one thing you should be doing every single day without exception when you first unlock Steel Path and want to farm steel essences, and that would be your Steel Path Incursions. Every day, 6 incursion alerts are available on Steel Path. Each one rewards you with 5 steel essences on completion, which means if you knock out all 6, you're walking away with 30 steel essence just from daily alerts alone. These missions play out exactly like any other Steel Path mission, which means acolytes can still spawn during them, giving you even more essence on top of the alert rewards. Now, here's a useful detail for players who've just unlocked Steel Path and are starting to work through their second star chart clear. The incursion missions counts towards unlocking nodes. If an incursion alert takes you to a node you haven't done yet on Steel Path, completing it takes that node off your progression as well. You're farming steel essence and unlocking your star chart at the same time. So, beyond incursions, let's talk about actual farming sessions. And the first dedicated method I want to cover is Perita Rebellion on Steel Path. In a normal Steel Path survival mission, acolytes are your main source of steel essence. They spawn anywhere from 4 to 8 minutes and each one drops 2 steel essence guaranteed. With a resource booster active, that doubles to 4 per acolyte. So in a 13-minute window, you're realistically looking at around 8 steel essence from acolytes depending on spawn timings. Now, here's where Perita Rebellion on Steel Path changes the equation. If you can complete at least 12 orders in a single run, you're guaranteed a minimum of 3 Commandeered Prime Warframe spawns during the mission. Each of these is essentially a mini boss that drops 2 Steel Essence guaranteed, which doubles to 4 with a resource booster. On top of that, there's a chance a 4th Prime Warframe shows up if you get the order, draw out the Commandeered Prime Warframe. So, with the resource booster active, 12 or more orders in a run is getting you anywhere from 12 to 16 Steel Essences in about 13 minutes, compared to roughly 8 from a normal survival mission run in the same time. Pair that with the Resourceful Retriever mod on your companion and you have an 18% chance to double the Steel Essences dropped. Every Commandeered Prime Warframe also drops a special resource which are required for unlocking your Focus School Tauron strikes. You're also passively picking up Operator Arcanes that can be dissolved or traded for Platinum depending on what you prefer. Now, let me put some actual numbers into this. Over a 2-hour session in Perita Rebellion on Steel Path with the Resource Booster, you're looking at around 130 Steel Essences on average. Running a regular Steel Path survival for those same 2 hours gets you around 96 Steel Essences on average with a Resource Booster. That gap of 30 plus Steel Essences over 2 hours might not sound massive at first, but when you're farming consistently every day or week, it absolutely adds up. Now, for the best method, and this one comes with a commitment disclaimer upfront, you need to be willing to stay in the mission for at least 2.5 to 3 hours for this to really pay off. If you're not prepared for a long session, stick with Perita or Incursions, but if you are prepared, this is where the numbers are genuinely impressive. The method is running Omnia Fisher missions on Steel Path, specifically either Void Cascades or Conjunction Survivals. You can run this solo, but I'd strongly recommend getting a squad of 4 together since these are Void Fisher missions and having 4 people opening relics simultaneously would be more beneficial than a single person opening relics. Here's what makes this method special. Endless Void Fisher missions have a built-in progression system where collecting reactants rewards you with bonus boosters that stack up over time. Every time you collect 10 reactants in a rotation, you unlock a 25% bonus. First rotation gets you 25% affinity, second gets you 25% credits, third gets you 25% resources, and the fourth gets you 25% drop chance. Each of these stacks and they keep stacking as you continue opening relics. What we are specifically building towards is the resource booster capping out at 100%, which takes about 18 relic openings or 180 total reactants collected over 18 rotations. That takes roughly 85 to 90 minutes of efficient play to reach. After that point, every single resource dropping in the mission is doubled just from the mission's own built-in progression. Now, layer your own personal resource booster purchased from the market on top of that mission booster, and after 90 minutes, you are quadrupling your resource drops for everything that falls from that point forward. Every acolyte that spawns on a 5-minute interval in that mission is now dropping at least 8 Steel Essences. Add the Resourceful Retriever mod on your companion for that 18% chance to bump it to 16 per acolyte, and the numbers become very hard to replicate with any other method. So the structure of the session looks like this. For the first 90 minutes, you're playing efficiently to stack your reactants and get those internal mission boosters fully charged. And then you commit another 60 to 90 minutes where the full multiplier stack is active and you're farming at peak output. On top of Steel Essence, you're also getting Acolyte Weapon Arcanes, which are either good for Arcane Dissolution or small amounts of Platinum in trade. And since you're opening relics throughout, you're either progressing your Prime collection or generating Platinum passively on the side. This mission is genuinely doing multiple jobs at once. In my personal 2-hour run on Lua Conjunction Survival, I was able to get about 203 Steel Essences. If I were to stay for another 60 minutes, I could have gotten another 96 essences, pushing the numbers to over 300. The choice between Void Cascades and Conjunction Survival comes down to what secondary rewards you want and how optimized your builds are. If you have a mod drop chance booster active, Void Cascades is the way to go because as the mission goes on, you'll be spawning multiple Thraxes and the mod drop chance booster doubles their chance to drop Zariman Arcanes. The catch is that Void Cascades will push you towards level cap at around the 90-minute mark. So you genuinely need a strong build that can hold up at those levels without it becoming a miserable experience. Conjunction Survival is your better option if you don't have the mod drop chance booster active, as alongside your Steel Essence, you'll also be collecting Luathrax Plasms that you can exchange with Archimedean Yonta in Zariman for additional rewards. And that's exactly how I would farm Steel Essences at every stage of the Steel Path grind. Do your daily incursions every single day without fail. That's 30 guaranteed Steel Essences before you've even touched a farming session. If you want to run a dedicated session without a massive time commitment, Perita Rebellion on Steel Path is your sweet spot with around 130 Steel Essences over 2 hours. And if you're ready to sit down for a proper long session and maximize everything, Omnia Fissures on Steel Path with the full mission booster stack active is where the ceiling is. If this guide helped you out, drop a like on the video as it helps push this in front of other Tenno who would want Steel Essence farming methods. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when more guides like these drop on my channel. Drop any questions you have in the comments and I'll do my best to get back to each one of them. Until next time, stay grindy Tenno, let those Steel Essence come in, and I'll catch you in the next one.